But you can't see anything down on the field.
That's why I like it.
Hi, we have
Franklin County Commission now in session. The Honorable Chris Guest presiding. Please join me in pledging allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Gracious God, smile down upon us this night and give us grateful hearts for all your many blessings. Give us minds to take care of the business that has been entrusted to us by our constituents. Grant that we may always serve them above special interest. Give us all a sense of your presence in our lives and guide us this night and always. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen.
I'll check in present, please. We have 14 present to us. That's correct. Also as a quorum. First item on the agenda tonight is public hearing, rezoning from agricultural to R2 general residential 7 civil district to the packet. Franklin County Park Map number 8, parcel 06.10, location Highway 130, size approximately 1.45 acres. Applicant Jennifer Savage, agent for Judgment Public. Property owner. Does anybody in the audience that has a comment or something to say about this, pro or con to this? We'll go ahead and start with anybody that would be con or against it. We call upon you to come to the podium, state your name, address your comments to the commission, and I will remind you that you have 5 minutes. Does anybody have a comment against or con to this rezoning bill?
Good evening. My name's Judy Anderson. I live at 969 Turkey Creek Drive. My property butts up against the Denby property, and I am totally against this rezoning. You know, we bought out there so that we would not be in a city environment, and from what I understand of the way it's marked off out there, he's got all kinds of orange tags where I'm assuming he's going to build some houses, which they usually aren't very nice houses. And we don't want to have to look at that out our backfield. There are a lot of issues that we don't understand how many houses he's planning on building, what type of houses. Is he going to build apartments? Is he going to build duplexes? There's issues with water drainage. The construction back there would just cause flooding issues, especially when it rains. Sewer problems, we don't have a sewer system off of Highway 130, nor do we on Turkey Creek Drive. So there's gonna have to be septic tanks and field lines. Who knows where those will be placed and what issues those will cause. Water lines are gonna have to be installed, and our water pressure is already not much, and it's just gonna leave us all with very little pressure. If he's gonna have to put water lines that go back in there to supply however many houses he's planning on building. Gonna have to have electrical lines that are gonna be needed, probably gonna have to have street lights. The access to the homes, how wide of an area does he need to get back there to these houses? Is there so many feet setbacks from property lines? Is it gonna be a single lane road, which will cause a problem going out onto Highway 130, which is already highly congested as it is, and we have a number of accidents that happen out there periodically. Other issues is gonna be a burden on the fire department. And I'm just really not happy with this zoning reissuing. I do have, part of my property is agriculture, and I don't want my property to be affected by this either. So, and I'm not really sure when we were zoned R2, because on my tax card, I'm zoned R1. So if anybody can explain to me when that R2 came into effect, I'd like to know, because my tax card doesn't reflect that. And that's all I have to say. But I am against it, as well as I'm sure all these people here are.
Amen.
Hello, my name is Colette Side.
Pull the microphone a little bit closer.
Sure. Can you hear me now?
Is the green light on?
Yep.
Mr. Mayor, can you turn her mic on from your display?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
It's on.
Hello, hello.
The software is locked up on Tammy's computer.
Speak up.
Anyway, my name is Colette Sides. I live at 1005 Turkey Creek Drive. I bought my property 10 years ago with the intent on being out in the country and having a country view on my property. I feel that with the proposed building of R2, that I will lose that right to have a clear view. I am the last property zoned agricultural that butts up to the Denby property. So I'm the main one that's still just left ag and not zoned R2. I also have a small hobby farm on my property, and I can pretty much tell you that with 20 or 30 homes back there, we're gonna have complaints about animal noises, flies, smell, improper animal sex from the people that live back there. I would say the other word, but I chose not to. And also, where's the water runoff gonna go? My property is already low back there, and I have runoff from that property onto mine, which in turn flows down all the way through my property. And so I get flooding. So if Mr. Denby's property gets changed to R2, is that gonna change my zoning property to R2 also, because I butt up to an R2 property now? These are questions I have, but for the most part, I brought out the property to be able to have a country view, not look out my back door and see 30 houses and the extra noise and, you know, possible crime that could result from another, you know, 2 people per household in the area. Thank you.
My name is Lisa Hammers. I live at 270 Lisa Drive. I have agricultural property behind Mr. Denby's property. I thank you very much for your time and attention. I was pretty discouraged before I even got here because of seeing the prior zonings approved and knowing that several here probably have their minds made up. It seems like some of you aren't listening to the people in these areas. But I do want to read this paragraph from Commission's 213 report, Land Use in Tennessee. Striking a balance. Characterized zoning is a more efficient and less costly way to resolve land use conflicts between neighbors, and it is. But the real support for zoning and the reason that zoning became so widespread so quickly in the early 20th century was that it provided an effective way for entire communities to protect the character and the quality of life of its neighborhoods and its business districts. Zoning was also recognized as an effective way to protect property values. We as a community see more hazards than good if this is allowed. I'll ask y'all, what does this benefit and who? Please consider our voices. I wouldn't want Mr. Denby to lose on any of this property, but I'm sure he could get his purchase price and more by selling it as is, and just honoring some requests of the neighboring community. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Susan Solomon. I live at 897 Turkey Creek Drive. Our property backs up to Mr. Denby's. As a community, we are very upset because we do not want our property value to go down. And I know none of you would want your property to go down. We're worried about the kind of housing that's going to be put out there. Is it going to be duplexes? Is it going to be apartments, single housing? We don't know. We are concerned about the flooding issues. I was already out there 2 weeks ago and have pictures where I have 2 inches of water standing that comes off of that property onto ours. That wasn't even last week's rainfall we had. This was 2 weeks ago. I'm also considered really upset about raw sewage that could be coming. I also know he uses the French drains. Those can be good, but they also can be bad. Most of us, or several of us, I should say, that live on that have in-ground swimming pools. We don't, 1 year, 2 year, it may not affect it, but what's it gonna do over a 5-year period? Is it gonna come in and bust up our concrete? We don't know. These are questions. We're worried about our fire department. They don't have enough people out there to fight fires as it is. We're also concerned about our school system. North Lake is a wonderful school. My daughter went through it. I love it. I wouldn't want the pressure as a taxpayer, as a business owner here in Franklin County. I would not want to see taxes have to go up to fund this. Also, the water lines. Our water pressure is low right now anyway. The pipes were put in on our road on 130 in 1961. Traffic is horrible on 130. When I have to pull out at 7 o'clock in the morning to take my granddaughter to school, I'm waiting and I'm waiting. On a Friday afternoon, it's horrible. There has been so many accidents right there at our little intersection that people don't pay attention. They fly up and down it. I know of a lady here tonight that had a car go into her house. These are all concerns, you know, about traffic. What's it going to do to us as a community? And we love our farmland and we want to keep our farmland. And I also know that Joe Denby wants to make money, and that's fine. We all do. We're all here to, you know, make money. But think about the neighbors and what the community will look like. What is it going to do for us as a community? Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name's Olivia Payton. I live on 12750 Old Tullahoma Road. So just a little background, I bought my house about a year ago, which is right across from this property. I've lived on a farm, a 300-acre farm back in West Tennessee growing up. Had family living here in Tullahoma, so I'm familiar with the area. I also have lived in the city of Knoxville, the city limits of Tullahoma, and now reside on Old Tullahoma Road. So the whole purpose of me moving out of the city limits into this area was to get away from the noise, the traffic, and increased crime that comes with living inside the city limits. I wanted to have more peace and quiet from the city and have some land for myself, since I'm used to having land after growing up on a farm. I also was finally able to take time to buy a house of my own after saving up for years throughout my nursing career, and just finished taking care of my brother who had been sick for the last 2 years battling with cancer. This road is residential and has many residents here that have lived here for many years. It is its own community. Having a new subdivision or a mainly subdivision would increase the traffic to an already busy road, which has already been discussed, but the traffic is really bad, people going at least 55 through there. So speeding is a big issue. There are also increased wrecks in front of my house. Like she was just saying, there have been 2 that have affected my property, one in which hit the front side of the house, which had to be rebuilt, re-bricked, and the whole thing just fixed. I also would not be able to pull out of my driveway safely to get on 130 because my turn-in for this property for rezoning is right across my driveway. It's already a challenge enough each day. This will also increase the noise level, which is already terrible, and potentially increase the crime rate in this area, depending on what Mr. Denby decides to put up there. And it would also increase the taxes of all of our houses in this area. I don't know Mr. Denby personally, so I'm not here to attack him. How he uses his life, his time, and purpose on this earth is ultimately between him and God. What I do know is that the type of houses he is known for building around Tullahoma and surrounding areas are cheaply made and have many issues with them. I've seen quite a few of them myself around the Turkey Creek area and have known people who have bought houses that are already having issues with them. He is well known around the town for doing this and has run out of land there, so now he's branching out to take away what we as a community have worked so hard for. So in conclusion, I'm sure I can speak on behalf of everybody else here, but I'm personally tired of people being so greedy that anytime there's a lot of land that's up for sale, they buy it just to throw up cheap spec houses, just so they can have more money in their pockets, not even taking pride in the quality of the houses that they build. It is so wrong on so many levels how doing this will affect us middle-class people in this neighborhood who are working hard to make a living and take pride in where we live in our own property, only for someone to come in and create more hardships on us getting to and from our houses, potentially lowering the value of our own property, reducing the quality of this neighborhood that has stood strong for decades before Mr. Denby even bought this land. We do not need Tullahoma becoming overpopulated in a mini Nashville or mini Murfreesboro where there's nothing but concrete and empty lots.
My name's Kevin Dololo. I live at 11526 Old Tullahoma Road. I've been there 9 years on this property. I love it out there in the country. I'd hate to see a bunch of homes in my backyard. The traffic has become atrocious out there. It's a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit zone in front of my house. We have people going 70, 80 miles an hour through there. We don't need any more. I moved out there to be in the country, not to be in the city.
My name is Brian Branch. I live at 445 Blackburn Lane. My aunt and uncle built the property that we live on. It's 1974. We lived out there, me and my family, for 12 years. Those 12 years, I've seen more wrecks on 130 than I can count. Helped people out of cars, flipped over. The traffic is already bad enough. You put in more houses out there, more subdivisions, we're gonna have more traffic than we can handle. It's already a speedway out there as it is. Over 18 months ago, before the last election, the commission approved an expansion on the water department out there. $1 million expansion. You haven't even broke ground on it yet. How are you gonna supply these houses? I mean, at some point, it's gonna overrun the system. I mean, at some point, the system is either gonna have to be upgraded or something's gonna give. The water pressure's low, and the drainage out at the entire end of the county is horrible. So, something will have to be done to either improve the drainage, improve the water system, improve the traffic. The amount of houses you're talking about putting out there will be way more than that end of the county can handle.
Hi, I'm Greg Burt. My wife Thesa and I live off Gordon Neck Road. We're 193 Baseball Lane off of Gordon Neck Road. We've been there, we bought our land about in 2010, built in 2011. We love the rural area. We love that quietness that you get in a rural area. One of the things we are concerned about, I'm not going to repeat what you've already heard, but safety is a big factor. I've seen a lot of accidents along 130 between Turkey Creek, the intersection of 130 and Turkey Creek and Gordon Neck Road, the intersection of 130 and Gordon Neck Road. The subdivision you're talking about is about halfway between those two. Witnessed several cars passing along that road at high rate, and like I said, if you have anybody pulling out of the house or whatever, you're only going to have another accident, possibly another fatality. So which is unacceptable in my eyes. The other thing you heard, water pressure is extremely bad, and ours is no exception. And so we're just here to reiterating that we're opposed to this development, and do appreciate your time in hearing us. And this is a great community. We love this area, and good set of folks here. Thank you.
Is there anybody here pro or to support the rezoning?
My name is Andy Best. I'm a registered land surveyor. I'm also was asked to attend this meeting by Joe Denby. He hired me to do the survey. I am for the rezoning of the property because the front 5 acres of the property has already been zoned R2. It's been that way for many years now. And Mr. Denby, all he is asking to do is have the back 1.4 acres match the same zoning as what the front 5 acres of his property is. I've heard several complaints by some of the neighboring property owners that they're complaining about traffic problems on Highway 130. I would like to remind them that it's a state route, and that if that's a problem, then they need to go to TDOT, the state highway department, to fix the problem. There's a drainage. There's been drainage problem concerns, and I wanted to assure them that a civil engineer has been hired to address the drainage and stormwater issues, and so it will most likely, it will solve any problems of any stormwater going from his property to the neighboring properties. Septic will have to be approved by the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. And so we are having to go through all of the same steps that anyone would have to go through to get septic approval. The design or whatever he's planning on doing with the property will have to be approved by the local planning and zoning office, following all of the codes that has been laid out by the governing authorities. And so we are following all of the steps that we need to follow, and we would like to see y'all approve this rezoning of the back quarter of the property. Thank you.
Oh, I got a question. Did you go to Telehoma meeting? It says Telehoma did not recommend rezoning. Were you at that meeting?
I was at that meeting.
Do you know why they didn't recommend that?
They refused to vote.
No, that's not true. No, they said no. They said no there against.
That's a second.
Yeah, I was at the meeting. It failed for lack of a motion. It did not come to a vote. If, just for the audience point of view, when a resolution is up in front of the commission, there has to be a motion to approve it, a second to approve it, then it goes to a vote. They didn't make a motion to approve it. So it died from lack of a motion.
Anyone else from or for?
People made. Commission. One of the commission members helped me get my briefcase downstairs. My name is Garth Seagroves. I'm an attorney from Coffee County, Tennessee. I hope y'all don't hold that against me. I'm representing Joe Denby and have for a period of time now. Mr. Denby is just attempting at this point to get conformity on the last part of property that he purchased. 3/4 of that property is already R2. He's just asking to get conformity to all of the property. At this point in time, it's my understanding of this commission, that's all it's about at this point in time. Any future development that he may or may not do is going to be brought forth in front of the planning commission or ever how that works in Franklin County. There's been lots of talk tonight about Mr. Denby. He has built hundreds of homes in Coffee County and Tullahoma and increased the tax base in Tullahoma and Coffee County significantly over the years. He has done more for Tullahoma than probably any developer as far as the tax base structure and providing affordable homes for people who need it. And that's all I have at this point. Thank you.
And our planning and zoning director should also have any questions of him.
How many lots can you put on this, Mr. Governor?
Pardon me, sir.
How many lots can he put on this piece of property?
As it stands right now, 12, possibly 13.
The way it's zoned right now, you put 13 lots on there.
The way it's done right now, the R2 will allow for half-acre lots. Again, I'm guessing because you got to take 10% out for infrastructure.
How many additional lots would we get if we rezone the other part?
2, possibly. And again, all of this is predicated by the fact of what the state says that he can get for septic approval. And it's not based on houses, it's based on bedrooms. So he'll have to have a soils workup done on the property. And then after that, then there's septic permits for each individual lot. The drainage that has been discussed as part of it will be part of a condition for any kind of approval for development. The water study will also be a condition for any type of development. Again, right now, we don't know anything about what the development is. There's all kinds of speculation out there. I even heard somebody said he was gonna build a lunar landing zone out there. I'm not sure. But all of this is predicated by the zoning resolution and what it requires as far as the conditions of the development. And what Mr. Denby is doing is just asking for the unification of his piece of property to R2. And that's all it is. He picks up maybe one, maybe two lots, maybe, because it's acre and a third. So take out the third acre for infrastructure. Maybe he can get two out of it anyway, because it's zoned A. The only really different thing that can happen on R2 that can happen on A is multifamily residences. So that would duplexes, triplexes, anything like that. But again, we came up against this here not too long ago, and Winchester Utilities approved a 12-lot subdivision for water for single meter for each lot. So that's a single-family residence, based on what they could provide water-wise. And that's where you get into water studies to figure out what can and cannot be done. The traffic study, I doubt TDOT would require that because last I heard, it costs too much money to have one done. The traffic situation out there, again, is a highway patrol issue. It's state highway. But simply what he's asking for tonight is that 1 acre and a third, or whatever it is, at the back of the lot to be unified as R2. And then when we get further, we get a development plan, and his site plan will have to be approved by the planning commission with conditions, like, as I've stated so far, any other conditions that would arise from that.
How long has it been R2?
Since 1974.
This whole area there?
Yes, sir. When zoning took place in 1974, all the major thoroughfares were zoned 1,000 feet on either side of center for 1,000 feet, R2. Anything that is different from that right now has been changed over the course of that period of time.
They probably didn't foresee putting that many houses on a small piece of property like that, though.
I don't know, I was in the fourth grade. But,
Eric, I have a question.
yes, sir.
Is this 1.45 acre the missing piece for him to develop the rest?
No, sir.
So this doesn't stop him?
No, sir.
Has a water study been done?
No, sir, and it won't be done until he has the rezoning done to see what he can put his development up to their standards.
Hey, does this come back in front of your board?
Yes, sir.
Your planning and zoning, or is Tullahoma still involved?
Can I explain that just a little bit in case anybody doesn't know? That piece of property actually falls in the urban growth boundary of Tullahoma. So it goes to them first. It's still in our planning region as far as the county's concerned. So all plans and specifications have to come through us and follow our rules. The planning department of Tullahoma did make a recommendation to approve. The commission over there did not make a motion. It died for lack of motion. Once that happened, either way, it's just like our planning commission. If our planning commission does not approve a rezoning, it's still coming to you guys. All rezoning comes here ultimately for your vote in our planning region, no matter what. But once we get site plans and then the commission looks at it, then we can impose conditions as far as drainage studies, water studies, and stuff such as that. And the way things are going right now with water utilities, it'll be tied on anything to be done depending on what he's got pressure-wise and volume. Yes. Recognize somebody so I can know which way to look. Okay, Kurt. Yes, ma'am.
You said there's not been any studies whatsoever done.
No.
Even though he was planning to do this, whatever it is he's planning on doing with it, and he's only gonna get 2 lots. So the main part of it has never been done?
The main part of it is already R2.
I know, but what I'm saying though, he still hasn't done any studies though.
That's what I'm saying, there's no development come before our planning department yet. There's all kinds of speculation out there, like I said, but no development or site plan has come before us first. And that has to come before us before anything else happens.
To be clear though, he can build on his R2, whatever goes toward your
Yes, sir.
R2 at this point, and this commission has no say so.
That R2 is already there, and it's been there since 1974.
I guess that's my question is, what's the big deal about him needing this?
He's just unifying his zoning. That's what his request is, instead of having it split zoned. Yes, sir.
Isn't it true, it's 1.5 acres, he could put a trailer on agriculture land?
Yes, sir.
Is that a trailer per half acre or?
Yes.
So he could put almost 3 trailers back there on that agriculture right?
Again, depending on the infrastructure that would have to be going in, so you got that.
Just the same way with the 12 acres, he could build 10 or 11 houses on 12 acres, and if we don't pass it, he can turn around and put 2 trailers back there.
Yes, sir. According to the zoning resolution, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Increasing the lot size, we talked about that some time ago.
We're gonna have to look at some kind of a new zone, because you've got all of the previous actions. When you, can I talk to that on offline? Because it's kind of a long.
Anyone else?
Is it reasonable then to say that he's gonna build some houses out there regardless?
I would say most likely.
That's a reasonable assumption.
Yes. Right now, he owns about a little over 7 acres there. So, I mean, there's a house on half acre right now that he already owns. And then the other 7 acres is, or the 6.5 acres, what we're talking about right now. Not really, it's the 1.5 acres at the back end of it.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
Okay. Comments, questions? Information is passed on by the planning and zoning director. Chair will entertain a motion. And fails to ask a motion, we'll move on. That will give you an opportunity, if you wish to leave, you're welcome to stay, and then we'll resume here in just a minute. Thank you.
How are you doing? Hey.
Just make sure the light.
Saying we made them not work, I guess we didn't do that with this one, because this one isn't, he's not.
Well, I've heard he was supposed to be able to turn on and off the chip. Well, it's working now, right there, the mic's working. Tina did it. So, out of the three problems we've had so far, it's always been Tina. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. We're sorry. It's easier to blame it on Tina. We all know that computers don't make mistakes, so it's Tina's fault. Did you watch
When I come up here with Zilla
Okay.
You say, Gary.
Brings us to item number 3A, regular call sessions, approval of the minutes, February 24. Motion to approve by Commissioner Anderson, second by Commissioner Riddle. Any further discussion? Please cast your vote. Wish to change your vote, please do so now. Please tally the vote. Motion carries. Takes us to number 4, report of the finance director, 2024 to 75. Motion approved by Commissioner Anderson, second by Commissioner Hand. Any further discussion? Question? Please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Please tally the vote. Motion carries. That takes us to item number 6, the committee reports. Who will the commission, you can combine all those and do them at the same time, A through I. That should be A through B. Motion approved by Commissioner Anderson, second by Commissioner McMillan. Any further discussion? Please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, do so now. Please tally the vote. Motion carries. That takes us, there's number 7, old business, which there's none. It takes us to number 8, new business. A through C are resolutions authorizing multiple lease purchase and maintenance agreements for copiers. If the commission will, would like to approve A through C together, please. Motion approved by Commissioner Hand, second by Commissioner Jeffers. Any further discussion, questions? If not, please cast your vote. Wish to change your vote, please do so now. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. That takes us to item number D. Resolution 3D0324, resolution amending the Franklin County Board of Education General Fund Budget, Franklin County, Tennessee, June 30, 2024. Motion to approve by Commissioner Lanier, second by Commissioner Johnson. Any further discussion or questions? Let's cast your vote. Would you change your vote, please do so now. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. Takes us to item E, resolution 3E0324, resolution amending the Franklin County Board of Education General Fund Budget for fiscal year June 30, 2024. Motion approved by Commissioner Riddle, second by Commissioner McMillan. Any further questions or discussion? Let's get your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. Takes us to item F, resolution 3F0324, resolution amending the Franklin County Board of Education General Fund Budget for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2024. Again, motion approved by Commissioner Lanier, second by Commissioner McMillan. Any further discussion or questions? If not, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. Takes us to item G, resolution 3G0324, resolution amending the general fund budget for Franklin County for the fiscal year June 30, 2024. Motion approved by Commissioner Jeffers, second by Commissioner Lanier. Any further discussion or questions? If not, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Tally the vote, please. Motion carries. Item H, resolution 3H0324, resolution amending the county general, library, solid waste, rural fire, drug control, and debt service fund budgets for Franklin County fiscal year ending June 30, 2024. Motion approved by Commissioner McMillan, second by Commissioner Jeffers. Any further discussion or questions? Let's cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, do so now. Let's cast your vote. Motion carries. Item I, resolutions 30324, resolution approving contract to service agreement between Franklin County and United Communications. This is for the judicial center in Rocky and also Rocky telephone. Motion approved by Commissioner Anderson, second by Commissioner Johnson. Any discussion or questions? If not, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. Next item J, resolution 3J0324, resolution authorizing submission of an application for State Tennessee Department of Transportation grant from the Governor's Highway Safety and Homeland Security Office and authorizing the acceptance of said grant. Motion approved by Commissioner Hand, second by Commissioner McMillan. Any further questions or discussion? If not, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. Takes us to item K, resolution 3K0324, resolution amending the beginning fund balance for the county general fund 2324. Motion approved by Commissioner McMillan, second by Commissioner Summers. Any further discussion or questions? Not, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. Item L, resolution 3L0324, resolution amending the beginning fund balance for the drug control fund 2324. Motion approved by Commissioner Jeffers, second by Commissioner Bauer. Any further discussion or questions? Not, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. Item M, Resolution 3M0324, resolution amending the beginning fund balance for the General Debt Service Fund 2324. Motion approved by Commissioner Bowers, second by Commissioner Vanir. Any further discussion or question? If not, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Please tally the vote. Motion carries. Item N, Resolution 3M0324, resolution to affirm compliance with Federal Title VI regulations for Franklin County with 75. Motion to approve by Commissioner Anderson, second by Commissioner Wiseman. Any further discussion or questions? Please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Please tally the vote. Motion carries. Item O, Resolution 30324, resolution to request unclaimed balance of account committed to state treasurer under Unclaimed Property Act. Motion approved by Commissioner McMillan, second by Commissioner Bauer. Any discussion or question? If none, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Please tally the vote. Motion carries. Next resolution, item number D, resolution 3P0324, resolution on annual review of debt management policies and cash flow statements for Franklin County. Motion approved by Commissioner Bauer, second by Commissioner Johnson. Any further discussion or question? If not, please cast your vote. If you wish to change your vote, please do so now. Please tally the vote.
Lydia's still voting.
Okay. Motion carries. Item Q, resolution 3Q0324 is a resolution to limit the maximum amount paid for a commercial building permit and an industrial building permit. They just put the caps on those, so they raise the more. Motion approved by Commissioner Anderson, second by Commissioner McMillan. Any further discussion or questions? If not, please cast your vote. Wish to change your vote, please say now. Please tally the vote. Motion carries. We will need a motion to suspend the rules to deal with the last item on this agenda. If somebody would. Motion approved to suspend the rules by Commissioner Wiseman, second by Commissioner Bauer. Any further discussion or questions? Please cast your vote. Wish to change your vote, do so now. Please tally the vote. Motion carries. Suspend the rules. Item R is a resolution 3R0324 to amend Franklin County, Tennessee zoning resolution, Article 4, number 2, by adding number 2.5 to Franklin County, Tennessee resolution, Article 4, number 2. If anybody has any questions, I'm sure Mr. Bradford can address that, basically in compliance with what we're doing. Just real quick.
Run down right quick. This is a cleanup for some laws that have changed or have been brought to our attention under TCA code annotated, requiring minor divisions to be recorded in the Register of Deeds office without, according to TCA code, without that minor division or subdivision plot being recorded in the Register of Deeds office, it is not a valid parcel of land. Therefore, it cannot have a building permit issued to it. There will be another similar article coming to you next month for the subdivision regs. Subdivision regs required a 30-day posting period for comments before it could come before the planning commission and to y'all, so it'll be 2 months before it gets to y'all for it. But it's just a cleanup to make our zoning resolution match TC code annotated.
Any questions? Appreciate it. Thank you. Chair would entertain a motion. Motion approved by Commissioner Jeffers, second by Commissioner Hand. Any further discussion or questions? If not, let's get your vote. When we can.
Is this,
That's the wrong
for
vote.
R, or is this for the?
This is for R.
On our screen, it's for application and other vote.
They moved on to the next one, Mr. Mayor.
It's got application, but it doesn't go.
That's okay. Okay, give us 1 second. Now, please. Cast your vote. We'll change the vote. It's up now. Let's tally the vote. Motion carries. That brings us to election and appointments. We have an approval for 21 applications for notary public. Request to speak.
Yeah, I just wanted to put on the record that due to one of the names that's on this list, I have to abstain.
Yes, sir.
Why do you abstain? Was you that I work with at some point?
That'll be a question for the attorney. Question is, if one of the commissioners works with somebody on this list for notaries, do they need to abstain from voting, or is that clear?
I think that's why Mr. Veneer is abstaining from this vote, and I think it's probably the safe way to handle this.
Okay, so I,
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Motion to approve by Commissioner Jeffers, second by Commissioner Hand. Any discussion or questions? If not, please cast your vote. You wish to change your vote? Let's do so now. Tally the vote, please. Motion carries to abstentions. This is the point in the meeting, by new rules put forth by the state. We open it up for public comment about anything on the agenda, other than the hearing we spent the part of this meeting on. So does anybody have any public comment? Should we entertain a motion to vote? I'm sorry?
Motion to adjourn.
What about you, Steve?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you're on. Motion to adjourn. Please get your vote.
Yeah, he's quick.
Tally the vote.
Carolyn Watson.
Carolyn.
Oh. I didn't vote.
Little growing pains, folks, look at you.
No, I moved it.